All right, we ready?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna sip here of my non-WWE Niagara Falls Cup.
Oh, how dare you. Breaking tradition. That means this show might actually be good.
That would be breaking tradition. Hey, Crapperinos, you got your old buddy, your old pal Artie Reynolds here once again with WrestleCrap Radio. And, as always, on the other end of the tin can and strings is your friend and mine, Mr. Blade Braxton.
I'm everybody's friend.
Everybody's friend to all.
Yes.
You know, a stranger's just a friend you've never met. I think I read that in a fortune cookie once. So.
And strange can be hazardous for your health, if you know what I mean.
Executively.
The official Kane biography, Journey into Darkness.
Now is this is like, why I'm to understand, this is actually not a true biography of Glenn Jacobs, the man who portrays Kane, but it's rather a fictionalized, this is one of those things that if I even tried to come up with an idea that was this ludicrous, I don't think I could. It's a fictionalized biography of Kane.
Yes, and you see, first thing,
you sound exasperated about it already. It must be a fabulous tome.
Oh, let me tell you, for one thing, it goes into details about his past. And, like, I don't know, they call him, like, Glenn Calloway or Glenn Kane. I honestly think you have to be on cocaine to enjoy it. Because, trust me, man, I've tried my best, and I've sat down, I've tried to read it, but it's so ludicrous.
Well, the whole thing is, the story of Kane, like, has gone through so many twists and turns on WWE TV, and sometimes, I won't say sometimes, all the time it makes no sense at all. If you try and like follow his backstory. So I can only imagine, okay, it's like, here's the most convoluted, goofy storyline we've ever done for any character ever. Let's write a book about it and try and make it all make sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, on the back of it, there's a write-up that says, Kane has always been a dark, complex, and haunted man, and fans have always been drawn to him. Well, that's what they say, they make up this backstory, but if, like, me or you were writing it, this is what it would say. Kane has always been a dark and complex man. He couldn't talk, he supposedly had his dick cut off, he banged dead corpses, and he was involved with China.
Remember he did
That's a complex story. What else did he do?
Oh,
oh, shit, excuse me.
Yeah, this is a family show, buddy.
My
kid's right there in the crib.
Excuse me. He had sexual relationships with Lita against her will, so he's a rapist. 2 times over.
We'll go back a little bit. Remember he was like feuding with the Undertaker, and they like somebody choke slammed either the Undertaker or Kane choke slammed one or the other on top of his parents' bones. Do you remember that?
Thankfully not.
That was a high watermark for Kane, and I'm sad they don't have that mentioned in the book.
Yeah, well, I haven't got to that part because the book is, well, it might be in there, but the book is, let's see here, it is 315 pages long. Okay, so we're talking.
Oh my God, it's almost as big as Death of WCW.
If it only was as good. But anyway, but like it's over 300 pages long, but it doesn't get to like his wrestling career until page like 250. So you know what that means?
Oh no.
It means we have about 250 pages of the origin of Katie Vick. Everyone's favorite dead cheerleader.
So they do cover Katie Vick in the book.
Yes, they cover her, and then of course there's the death scene where they cover her with a sheet. Because it covers the whole thing. It covers them from when Katie Vick's in grade school with Glenn Kane.
See, every time you say Glenn Kane, I think you're going to say Glenn Campbell.
I would pay, I would pay more than $6.99 for a fictional autobiography of Glenn Campbell.
If Kane ever came out to, if Kane would come out to Rhinestone Cowboy, I would be all over that.
Like a rhinestone impotent rapist.
Burn
we have
victim.
We have to change the words to fit Kane's character. But anyway, like it's just so lovely. I mean, like the reason why I bought this book is because I've heard I saw someone talk about it on the WrestleCrap forum and said it was only $6.99. So I had to hop out and get it just for the story of Katie Vick alone. And here, let me go into real quick detail about our favorite dead cheerleader.
Can you read us a couple excerpts?
Yeah, let's see here. Because we all just were dying desperately to know Katie Vick's backstory. For one thing, her favorite wrestler of all time was superstar Billy Graham. Bet you didn't know that.
I bet I didn't care.
You may own her bra and panties and her socks.
What would be worth just a ton of money? If we could get Billy Graham to sign like her bra and panties.
Oh yeah, that'd be. You could one side of the cup Triple H and the other side Billy Graham.
That would be
awesome. My favorite dead cheerleader, love superstar. But anyway, listen to this crap. She had more best friends than Glenn could count on both hands, and she managed to spend time.
Time out. She had more best friends than Glenn Campbell Kane could count on both hands.
Yes.
I am confused. I'm confused because I thought the definition of best is singular. Doesn't that mean like one? Like you have one best friend, you don't have like 12 best friends. I'm probably nitpicking though, because I'm sure there are a lot of more involved problems than the grammatical errors in the book. I will let you continue.
She wasn't just popular too, she was smart. Her schoolwork drew raves from her teachers. I'm going to have to skip through some of this shit or I'm going to fall asleep. She'd been inducted into the National Honor Society and scored 30 out of a possible 36 on the ACT. Blah, 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 blah.
She was so smart, but she never learned how to drive a stick shift.
Yeah.
Remember that was part of the storyline?
Dunce. And yeah, you can find out all about it in here. I recommend it if you're got serious issues.
I will just for giggles, I'll have a link on the WrestleCrap Radio page that you can go out and check the book out. That it sounds to me. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a really long story from one of the old Apter mags.
Oh,
remember they would do that? They would write up these fictional stories.
The staple of every young mark in the 80s.
Oh my God, because they had like all kinds of stories. I remember one of my favorites. There was some expose on the Undertaker and the informant to Bill Apter. Do you know what his name was? I swear to God, I'm not making this up. His name was Deep Shovel.
Oh, Jesus!
I really, it's one of those things that I think one of the next times I do new inductions, which will be beginning of October, we're gonna have new inductions. And I think I'm going to do like a feature on all the horrible Aftermag stories.
Yes.
Because there's so many of them. Of course, that thing could be like, that would be frightening. Because that thing could be the longest induction ever.
Honestly, I think we could actually change the name to aptercrap.com.
The funny thing is, too, you have to wonder that Kane book. Maybe like Liz Hunter wrote it. Or Eddie Elner.
Hey, real quick, there was one that like supposedly was like a drunk.
Oh, Matt Brock. Matt Brock. Yeah.
And my favorite story, PWI story of all time, was visitors to the site may have seen the masked wrestler Humongous. He was a Weird World of Wrestling induction where he was a cross between Mad Max and Jason Voorhees with the hockey mask kind of thing going on. And Matt Brock went into a bar to find out the identity of Humongous. And he paid off people, and he had all his informants, tell him what bar and where Humongous was going to be. And, he was sitting at the bar drinking all night long. And he finally, Lord Humongous came in, and Matt Brock saw him. But he was too drunk. He had gotten too drunk that evening, he woke up hungover, and he remembered that Humongous had his mask off, but he couldn't remember who he was because he got too crap-faced.
I loved all those old Apter personalities. Of course, Bill Apter. The thing is, like, almost all of those were fake.
Sadly.
Bill Apter, of course, is real. Stu Sachs, I can verify is real because he and I actually worked on a project together that I'm never supposed to mention. So I won't mention it. Just suffice to say, Stu Sachs and I worked on something together. So we know he was real, but Liz Hunter and Matt Brock and Eddie Elner, we're all, I'm 99% certain we're all fictional characters. And actually, one of the original ideas, whenever I was kicking around an idea to do a website, before I came up with the idea of WrestleCrap, I was going to try and get the domain name Off the Top Rope, offthetoprope.com, and it would be Eddie Elner's official site. Because I figured if the guy didn't really exist, I could just be Eddie Elner.
Yeah.
Who would know? Have I ever told you my story about my Happy Days dreams? 6 months ago, I was having this dream. Every night, I was in Happy Days. I was like at Arnold's or something. Okay? I was like hanging out, and there was Ralph.
Out. You're being cool.
I had the Letterman's jacket on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was such a low character on the totem pole. Like the Fonz wouldn't even acknowledge me. Like I was less than Potsy. And the strangest thing about it wasn't even that like the Fonz wouldn't acknowledge me. It was that the theme song would play. You know the theme song. Monday, Tuesday, happy days. Wednesday, Thursday, happy days. Well, this is how my dream went, and it happened like night after night after night. I don't know why, but I swear to God, the theme song went. Monday, Tuesday, happy days. Wednesday is a happy day.
Oh.
And then it just didn't go any further.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a real happy day when you consumed whatever drugs you had to consume to have you dream about happy days 7 days a week.
I guess Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were not happy days.
They're not. If you were less than Potsy.
I was less than Potsy. That sounds like
that could have forget about Joni and Chachi. That would have been a great TV spinoff.
Oh, that would have been good.
Less than Potsy.